So today I'm going to be taking out my friend Sandeep's FZ-07. Actually, no, wait, it's an MT-07 because of the whole name change without the look change. But yeah, that's the last model right now that Yamaha still needs to update, that it's in its line, because everybody else has gone to the transformer look. I was originally trying to decide between going to a Harley Davidson 883 iron, or iron 883, or a Indian Scout 60, or a MT-07 FZ-07. So those were actually my first three choices, but I was able to get this bike pretty cheap because of the number of miles it had on it. When I bought it, it was at like 33,000, and now I think I'm about like at 41,000. I'm gonna basically try to figure out whether I would have been happy with that choice as well if I had gone with my original intention of going with one of those bikes that I had mentioned earlier. Alright, so as you can tell, I'm now riding the MT-07. Initial impressions. There is a decently different amount of torque that you are definitely going to feel between the MT-07 and the FZ-09. What you're not going to feel is unhappy, if that makes sense. This bike it feels really solid. Like, I'm letting go of the handlebars. I'm pretty confident on what I know the bike is going to be doing. The ergonomics for this bike, I feel like I'm sitting decently straight up. I like the Yamaha stickering and the MT-07 stickering. I love the shape of this gas tank. I love everything about it. It's very symmetrical compared to the FZ-09, which has this stupid speedo right over there on the side instead of right in the middle. I like it right in the middle. The mirrors have good visibility. The layout is almost exactly the same with the buttons. The only thing that I feel like is missing is the mode button right over here to switch between the riding modes that are available on the FZ-09. Getting off of the 09 and then getting onto this 07 was a little different. I mean, the feel of the bike is almost very similar, so it won't feel like you're going from like an Indian to a Harley, for example. But like the first thing that I commented on was like, dude, you need like a new exhaust, because I can barely hear this bike. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, you know, you don't have to have a very loud exhaust. It's just I like a really loud exhaust, and that's my opinion. I don't care, and you're not going to change my mind. No, there are exhausts that are too loud, and you could get really tired of those exhausts, but this is not one of those. Oh, that is soft. I wonder if my suspension on my 09 is actually firmed up, because again, mine is a used bike, so there was stuff that the previous owner did to it, and like when I hit some bumps, I feel like my butt's sore. The whole reason why I got the Corbin seat on my 09 is because of going over bumps, and yeah, it feels like my suspension might be tighter than his. Alright, getting on to 64. This is going to be my first time on the highway with this bike. Not really feeling like I should be scared, but we shall see. Yep, this bike just tips over really easily. I didn't even have to think for a second like, hey, let's tip the bike over. Nope. It was like, oh, you want to turn? Tip. Alright, highway test. I'm already doing 40 miles an hour.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Yeah. Why check cash, yeah, I need my ass. Why check cash, I'm not hard, you smoke rock, car waste, man, why you dumb? I'm with airline, we on airlines like we on the run. I'm with Tay, girls run up on me, they done. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Yeah, why check Castro, yeah, I need my ends. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my money line. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my money line. Why check Castro, yeah, I need my.
This seems like a good a location as any to stop. So this is the MT-07 by Yamaha. Initial impressions, it's a very fast little bike. I was able to zip around, no issues whatsoever. ABS, I tried to back this bike in, so when I was trying to slide I was like, what the heck? Anyways, so let me give you a little listen to the engine. So this is what it sounds like. Stereotypical Yamaha blinkers. They'll give you a little beep beep. Really nice. ABS, I missed that completely. Anyways, yeah, it's a really good looking bike. Definitely had a lot of fun riding this one around. But yeah, let me get a little shot for the cover. Alright, I think that should do it. Hopefully there's no glass on the road. Otherwise, this is going to be a very expensive test ride. So yeah, I'm about 5'8". Let's see. Yeah, it's easy for me to flat foot on this motorcycle. More comfortable just resting it. It is a warm day. Just your key goes over there. It's a manual key. Nothing fancy here. It's a pretty simple bike. Modifications I would do to this bike once I got it, definitely first thing would probably be change the exhaust and then get the ECU flashed, get rid of these dongle lights, maybe go for some flush mounted LED lights. But I would also try to look into a more comfortable seat, but those are just me. Bar end mirrors might be nice for this, probably give it a nice classy look to it too. Definitely need a visor if I'm going to be traveling on any long road trips. Also, probably a phone mount. Whoo-wee! It is hot. What is it with these hot days in Virginia Beach? Alright, I see an opening. Let's get some wind. So comparing it to the FZ-09. So if you have the opportunity to buy an FZ-09 and you've ridden before, I'd say totally go for the FZ-09. This MT-07, it's a great beginner bike. You're not going to be intimidated at all by this bike. It's super light. I'm pretty sure my wife would be able to just pick it up and toss it around and then, you know, spend an afternoon hanging out with her friends and then not even feel like she's drained from maneuvering a motorcycle around. Yeah, long story short, I don't think I would have been disappointed if I had gotten the MT-07 at all over the FZ-09. The only thing I probably missed the most is the way that the speed to gear ratio is on my FZ-09. I like the ability to be in any gear and still have more than enough torque to pull me all the way through it super fast. I think that's the biggest benefit of having my FZ-09. But like, this bike is super nimble, super flickable. Like, I wouldn't have minded using this bike at all to go to work and come back and stuff like that.